Good morning, everyone. It's Amy with Mama Bear Blue, and welcome. It is Mondays with Mom. We're live, and Mom's name is
Debbie.
We can probably stop that.
Yeah, you don't have to. I don't
Okay,
really
we
have
don't.
to say my name. I'm just
By
her
now,
mom.
Mom Debbie.
Yeah, it's all right.
We're going to come up with a new intro. It
Okay.
won't be that. But I'm going to check on here, and we are all charged up today on microphones and receivers. Our sound should be good. Hopefully we won't be losing you guys. I think we're okay. Good. All right. As you're popping on here, be sure to say hi and give us a thumbs up. We love to chat with you guys too along the way. So any questions you have, or if you just want to chat, let us know. Share the video out. We would appreciate that. So we're doing one of my favorites today. I don't know if it's one of Mom's favorites, but Mom likes transfers.
Sorry.
But we're using some of the IOD molds and resin. I've actually already poured them because I know if you've watched me before, you guys know how to do the resin, and the instruction is on the box. You can get either the white or the clear cast, which takes a little more longer to set up but is really pretty. So we're going to use some of the IOD molds, the resin, paints, and then I bought some dried flowers from Amazon. They are beautiful. They come in like these color coordinated packets of petals, and we are going to decorate up some of these molds and use some DIY paint and waxes, make some magnets.
Okay.
We've done a version of this a couple times a while back. We've done a Christmas version, I think Halloween. We did the funky Halloween magnets.
Things.
But these are really pretty. And actually on this mold called Cloches, they're bigger. Definitely you can do magnets with them. Well, you need 2 magnets on the back of these. But also I've seen these put on little easels. This is the mold, Cloches. And then we're going to be using Brooches as well. But on Cloches, they're big enough that you can put them on a little easel, just as a little, little thing to set out, just a core. It doesn't have to be a magnet. So, okay, so I've poured our resin, right, and they're ready to go. I'm going to give you here. I'm going to give you.
You didn't put anything.
I didn't give you
paper.
anything.
No,
so
I thought maybe I was just watching.
Nope, you get this one.
Okay.
I mean,
I love
if that's
it.
okay with you.
Yes.
And I don't know what's top or bottom, or if it is the same. You can figure that out.
I think this is the top because it has like
yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
So I think what we'll do, we're going to use Mod Podge today to get these flowers on there. You might want to put a background on first. I was thinking, like on this one I did. Let me show them. So this is what they look like to start after you get them out of the molds. This is the 10-minute white paintable. This is the clear cast that takes a couple days to set up, but is really pretty. And then this is the one I just finished. I love this. With flowers. And it's got a little bit of a typography decoupage paper background, which we'll show you guys. And then I used Flirtatious, one of the new DIY paint colors, and some golden ticket to give it that gold on the edge. And then we're going to glue on a couple magnets on the back. I think that would make a cute Mother's Day gift.
Yeah.
Or part of a Mother's Day gift. You would want more than that, right?
Yeah.
It was just cute.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I'm kidding. Maybe. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and think about, I'm going to go over there and grab that stack of decoupage paper because I think I've got some more word type art if you want a background first before you start laying in your dried flowers.
All right, so this goes on first.
Yeah, but let me grab that stack that I meant to do before we went live. Really quite embarrassing.
Well, you have choices. Though,
I mean,
so,
yeah, lots of supplies. Hey, Rod. So, this is pretty too. Mm-hmm. Like if you did, part of this base.
Oh yeah.
On this, these are scraps of recycled that I keep because you guys know I keep all the scraps. Or look at that music. That would be really pretty too. Okay, music's what I did. Sorry, my brain starts to go all. See, I did actually music behind those.
Oh yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
So the background layer on this is like a little music sheet piece of decoupage paper.
This little lady fits on there.
The lady too. And you could put a couple flowers around her.
But it doesn't have words. But Well, it does sort of have the roots.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. You can either cut it out. I would tear it out, Mom. When you tear it out, it gives that little bit of a jagged edge, and it just seems to lay down a little bit better when you're decoupaging on there. But if you want to cut it, you go for it.
No. I'm going to do what you tell me.
I'm going to show you guys where you saw the one that I finished. I feel like I'm jumping all over the place today. But this one was a clear cast, and last night I used Mod Podge to put flowers on the back. See, I Mod Podged them on there. Doesn't that look pretty? Can you guys see that? So I need to finish painting that, and I think what I want to do, although it's pretty as is clear, I might put this little piece of scrap decoupage paper behind those flowers. And I just like that little bit of text behind it, and it just gives it a little more. I think you can see it just a little better. So I'm going to actually decoupage that onto the back of that now before I start a whole new one.
This
Do you guys?
says something French down here.
Yeah, it's got some French words. So what you'll do, Mom, is just take.
Don't I have to tear it a little more?
Yeah, tear as much as you want, and then if it's still too big, you will be able to eventually tear. I'll show you how you can tear off the edges. And these little brushes somebody got me that have like a rubber tip. Are really nice for like pushing your edges in. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey Judy, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, this is using these molds and the decoupage and making these magnets is one of my favorite projects. So let me go ahead and decoupage on the background text on this one. But these dried flowers, when we're done, I'll put my affiliate link for Amazon on there so you guys can see the options there for the dried flower packs, which you need. Mod Podge.
Need to know what I do next.
Yeah. This is a good lip brush.
Okay.
Just stick it down in the Mod Podge.
Okay.
Okay. So like I said, I used Mod Podge and put the dried flower arrangement in there last night. I had never used that I'd never used the Mod Podge on the clear, so I wanted to make sure that it was going to dry without looking, the white. And it did. It dries clear, so you don't see that they've been like glued onto the back.
Okay, so then I just put it on
Yep,
there.
just put it on, smooth the wrinkles out, and then you're going to seal it down with another coat. Okay, so I have that covered. Of course, you're going to reverse decoupage so that you see it through the mold. And I do have all these products on the website, including the clear cast casting resin. I used to not carry that. I do now. I have that on there. I don't have the dried flowers, but I will put that link in there for you. I'm going to turn it over just to see what part I'm doing. It's going to what's going to show where. Yeah, that's good because I get all that text right below the flowers to show through. Okay. Turn that over and smooth my wrinkles out.
How do you get the wrinkles out?
Well, you can take your finger, but also if you use that little, be gentle because you don't want to like rip the paper, but that little rubber tip on that will help you work some of those out. Okay. And then, like I always say, after 24 hours, a lot of those will be laying down. But when you do have a curved surface,
it's harder.
Well, you're going to have some. But what's nice is we're going to be using...
Well, we'll put the flowers over the wrinkles.
Yeah, decoupaging over, but also, like, I painted, up into it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to be covering some of that. So I'm putting this coat on top now to seal down this paper. And then I'm going to rip around the edges so that it's even with the mold. Kind of stay with some neutrally like these. Sure. Some of these. So like I said, these 4 packs of dried flowers came kind of color coordinated. They're really pretty. And I feel like there's enough in there to get you several projects worth of things to do. I don't think we'll get to it today, but here's an idea for you guys. If you have these yogurt jars, the glass yogurt jars, the wee yogurt, you can, we've actually done this before, decoupage these flowers onto this.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can use these as candle holders.
Votive.
Yeah, votive holders. It's really pretty. When I ordered the flowers, I also ordered a bunch of greenery to kind of add, fill in, but it didn't come in time. It was supposed to be next day. Didn't. I'm gonna, speed things up.
So
if you
I
do
just let this second coat dry a little bit, right?
Actually, you don't have to because you are decoupaging now
the flowers.
onto. What did I do with your flowers? Here they are. I think I opened it for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And then the flower packs came with these little,
Tweezers?
good morning, Susie. Yeah, these little things to help you like pick them up.
Awesome.
Because they're super delicate. Thanks for watching, Susie. We are making some Mother's Day gifts with resin molds and some dried flowers and decoupage paper. Gonna make these into magnets. Okay.
So you take this
If I
out?
just set this down here, is that really gonna?
It won't bother me.
Okay. Well, the cord will be right in front of you. Just
I
be
don't care.
careful. So you can, just peel this back, and then you can kind of pick out some that you think will.
What was this? Something?
I don't know. I think that was for moisture.
Oh.
That came out of one of the packs that I opened too. It's like a little thing to get.
Yeah.
Yes, this looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna tear off around the edge. And this was just, this was a scrap of some of the Roycycled that just had a bunch of text. I don't remember exactly what the name of this one was, because it was just a small piece. But there's a lot of those decoupage papers that have some typography and music notes and stuff like that. You could also use napkins. We've decoupaged with napkins before.
Is this gonna?
I'll clean this up a little better when
cover
we're
her
completely
up
done.
if I
Yeah, you know what you can do.
I'm
On this one where I put the little green leaves in, I actually picked off a couple.
Gotcha.
You can pick them off with the pickers that you're holding, the tweezers. Okay, I will clean this up with some sandpaper around the edges when we're done. But I just wanted you guys to kind of get the idea, if you can see that now that typography is behind those dried flowers. One tip while I'm thinking about it, if you do use the clear cast resin, when it comes out of the mold, it's a little hazy on the front. That's just from the texture of this silicone mold. But if you take a clear spray outside, because this is really stinky strong, but this is triple thick crystal clear glaze from Krylon, and just put a quick spritz over the top, and that will take that haze right off of these and make them much clearer. Are you struggling? It's hopping.
It is. I get this
Yeah,
little.
so you'll want, did you put some of this down? It was already wet, so you probably didn't need to. Oh, that's cute. Really
Should I
cute.
cover
Don't
the
cover your
wood?
Frenchwords. Here, maybe rotate it. Yeah. Really pretty. I like that. And then you'll just need to seal it down.
Okay, but do
with
I
this. And it's
put
okay.
any more? Or are we
Yeah,
done?
seal it down though, so you don't forget that.
It's not sealed.
Yeah, and the little daisy thing too. And after you put a couple more on, I'll give them a close-up of what you've got so far. Okay, so let's go back to this. Now what I want to do is, so down here it's got this really detailed bottom and a little top that I'm going to go ahead and paint on the golden ticket. But actually, before I do that, I might put a color on, because sometimes that golden ticket looks really neat over top of a color of paint. So I'm wondering about either Flirtatious or this Blood Moon So this is one of the new colors too. I'm going to mix. I'm going to do a little mixing today.
All right.
I'm going to mix a little Blood Moon with Flirtatious and just lighten that purple up just a tad. And put that on the top and bottom. And then we're going to cover it in gold. Are you okay?
I don't know how they dry these little things.
I don't know.
Dehydrator
maybe?
I love them.
Dehydrator?
I
don't know.
I don't know. But it new.
I love these new DIY paint colors. So vibrant. Okay. So let me get that mixed up with a brush that's fresh. Okay, this is pretty. I'm going to put, because this looks really close to the color of this darkest flower that's on here. So I'm just going to kind of brush this over where that detail is at the top and bottom. Good morning, Angela. So again, this is Cloches mold with the clear cast resin.
Should I try to put one of those big yellow flowers or just get another little purple
I would just kind of go around with some smaller
stuff?
and maybe a little bit more greenery. A couple things on that side to balance it out, and I think you're
Okay. Here's
that's
one of
pretty
these.
good. Yeah, cute. You're welcome, Lori. I think they are super cute, and I know there's junk journaling is super popular right now, so I can see that those getting used for that. I haven't really tried it. I would love to see people do it, and it's just one of those things that, you know, it's on my list of I would like to do that, but I don't have time yet. All right, so I have a coat of that on. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm actually going to go over it with some gold, but I do want to get the smudges off here where I didn't want it to go. I bought the supplies to make at some point. These look like they're little aquariums.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, on the clear. So I need to think through that a little more and see if I want to try to embed the little creatures. Sorry,
It's all right.
I'm
No,
probably
it's fine. It's fine.
embed them into the resin, because I've watched a video on that where you fill it halfway with clear resin, then you wait a little while, just lay your fish down, and then you put a layer of resin on top. If you're using the heat gun with your resin, guys, just a reminder that keep it kind of far away or it will start to soften and melt. Now, let's get back to the golden ticket. Oops. This was an old brush, obviously. Pulled that apart. Let's get back to this. All right, so far I've got the flowers, the typography background, and then I used a combo of Blood Moon and Flirtatious and painted that in a purpley pink. Now we're going to go over that with gold. You can use golden ticket or you can use golden rule wax. Either one will give you that pretty gold look. Got a little too much. I just kind of want to do like a dry brushing of the gold on, not like a solid. You know, I still want that pink to show through. Okay. All right, I should have brought some little Q-tips down. I just want to get a little bit of this wiped off still where it. So tips on using the clear resin. Again, as you are mixing that, so be sure to just read the directions. It's a little different than the white resin that works up in 10 minutes. You want to stir for 3 or 4 minutes once you've combined your part A and part B on your clear resin, and slowly, because you don't want to work a bunch of air bubbles into it, because then you'll have air bubbles in your project. That's cute. I like that.
Well, I feel like maybe the Mod Podge started drying and some of these aren't sticking down.
We can go back over it later if it looks like that, but why don't you hit it with the heat gun, but be sure to keep it up high. Just a little.
Don't melt it?
No. Keep it high, and not a lot, just a tad, so that we can maybe start getting that edge cleaned up. Can you get it? And get your edge painted with, you know what we'll do? We'll go in with just a tad of this, and we'll go over this in gold.
Okay.
Maybe bringing out the green that's in that.
Yeah.
This is called Electrified. It's kind of a chartreuse. But
I like it.
with the gold over it, it might look pretty cool. I love that.
These
You're
little
good.
things, it's a good thing that they gave you
The
those
pickers?
little things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me get a little piece of sandpaper and clean up this edge.
Should I still be... It's a little sticky.
I don't think that matters too much. Let me grab, you know what, I can get the X-Acto knife for us to kind of get some of that edge cleaned up of yours.
I don't want to tear it.
Yeah, I think this might be good. Okay. You want me to see if I can work this down in there?
I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to even cut, like, push down enough that it starts to make a cut line. Then if we can get a little cut line on it, it should come off pretty easy.
Right.
Because that is where we want to paint. Get that green, even though I know it looks a little funky. I think it's going to be good if we try that. And if it doesn't look good once you get this on there, we'll paint over it. Okay.
Okay.
But I think it's going to just make that pop a little bit. So paint, just kind of lightly paint your.
This?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even those beads, if you can see the little line of beads right inside the.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to take my sandpaper and just clean up the edge of this mold where that decoupage paper is still kind of hanging. And I just always go with the 45-degree angle and down so you don't pull your paper back off. If you are local, we are having Mother's Day Art in the Garden at Farm Girl Mercantile on Saturday. So I'm going to be there, and last year I just did some canvas painting with my friend Lisa, who's the watercolor artist there at Farm Girl. But this year I'm going to do a couple things, I think. I'm planning on painting a piece of furniture while I'm there, and then also, like, you know, answering any questions that you guys might have about furniture, refinishing, art kind of stuff. So I'll be there from 10 to 2. If you guys are local and want to stop in. Also, Tracy's got several vendors coming, outside vendors. There'll be more artists there doing some live painting activities. So should be a fun day. I'm hoping the weather is cooperating, because this time of year in Indiana, it can be super hot, or like yesterday, it can be cold and rainy. Okay. That is all cleaned up. I just want to go back in with a little bit of gold because some of this is not, I'm seeing through to the clear in some of this, and then I will show you guys. I think when you have a color, what I've heard is when you use like a red or anything in that kind of shade underneath your gold, it makes it pop a little bit. Like it just makes it more vibrant.
Uh-huh.
How's it looking?
Well, there's a little piece of something, right?
piece of paper
Yeah.
that's getting obvious as you paint it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I did 2 coats of the gold. I think it looks pretty. And I'm going to get my edge. Uh-oh. What?
I got it on my picture.
So that pink is just barely showing through, that gold, but I like it. Very cute. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and let it dry and get started on another one. Show you guys this. So we have the dried flowers with some decoupage paper on back and a little bit of the pinkish purple underneath golden ticket. So I'm going to set those aside. The very last thing we'll do, Mom, is get our magnets glued on. I'm going to set it up right. Just like that. Okay. So let me see. Set that one up there too. That's the one I had done. Okay, so this one's one I started. Maybe we'll go ahead and finish that. So this was just the white. And I went with kind of the blue flowers, aqua flowers. So I'm not done. I want to add a few things to that. I didn't do a background on that. I just went straight in with flowers. And this is just straight Mod Podge. So I think I'll finish this one up and get the gold on it. What do I need? I need to add a couple flowers to that, I think, though. But I want to stick with the blues, which the pack they sent has all kinds of really pretty shades of blue. Okay. And purple. You have the picker with you, don't you?
That's a handy little thing.
It is. You might want to get your sides too, Mom. Of the, yeah, you're getting it. Sides of the brooch. Okay. Let's get back into the Mod Podge. Is this one? Do you have them? Oh, you're using that one. Okay, I'm going to just use this. It's got pink on it. Nope, I found it. I knew I had one more clean. This is, yeah. I thought you were using your same brush that you used for the Mod Podge.
No, you gave me a different one.
Yeah, I did. Alright, I'll show you guys this before I get started on the gold at the top and the bottom. Really pretty flowers. I'm gonna go out and back in because you know Facebook.
Yeah. Where's Dad going?
What?
Oh, I can't
He's
help
trying
it.
to see Ted's text. Do you need to read it?
No.
Okay.
It was. Remember when he was helping us and you told him to go out and come back?
Yeah.
Funny times.
Yeah. Pull that end. Where are you at? Let's get you check yours here. Okay, so very green, right?
Very green.
So, oh, it's pretty though. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this before we put the gold around it. You might use gold wax on yours, Mom.
Okay.
So that's Mom's. Let's get that with the heat gun from very high, and then we're going to use some gold wax on it. Blue. Let me just see. I'm going to go straight on with the gold and see if I really want to do that or if we want to get some color underneath there. I don't know. Kind of like that. We might just go with that. What do you think? Should I paint it blue underneath or just go straight on?
I kind of like it.
Okay. And the copper pennies from heaven look really pretty too.
Yeah.
But this one has a little more detail coming up high into the... Before that dries too much, I want to clean it up just a tad where I went a little over into the cloche. Okay. So it's very, very light, but pretty. Very pretty. I'll let that dry. If I think we need another coat, I'll go in and do that, but... Just a hint of gold at the top and bottom of that. All right. I'm going to do one more.
You
Well,
are going to town.
Well, I had two of mine half finished.
Oh, that's
How's it looking?
Is that too much?
I don't think so. No, it's just, see, that just brings out the detail on. So can you get your finger in there to touch those little beaded part?
I can try.
That's really cute. I like that Electrified on there. I know it's a little bit funky for a green, but
Okay, so I'm trying to get the beads.
you know what? Do you want a tiny brush?
Can I use this?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me get you a brush that has bristles, because I feel like if you use that, it's going to glop it on there like really too much. It's about as tiny as you can get.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
All right. So, let's go, since we've done, I don't think you've seen me from the start do one of the clear ones where we'll decoupage the flowers onto the back. Let's use this bigger one. Again, from the Cloches. No, Brooches. The small ones are the Brooches, not Cloches. All right.
I don't know, honey. I'm not real good at this. I don't have a steady hand.
I can do it if you want me to do it. You want me to do it?
No.
I'm sure it'll be all right.
It.
It's wax, so we can kind of buff it off if you need to.
If I put too much.
Yeah, let me check it. No, it looks good. Looks good. Let me fix this one part up there with a tiny bit.
Does this just dry?
Yep. Just dries. No, I like this. I'm going to do your edges a little bit too.
Okay. I was trying not to get it on the picture, and
well, I like it to come up a little bit, you know, into the decoupage paper. This is cute. That was a good choice on that lady in the French.
She doesn't look very happy, does she?
No, she looks like a little kid, but that's okay. So we'll put a little bit of gold wax around there. All right, so that one will be ready for, these are nice springy colors too. That will be ready for magnets in just a second. Do you want to start another one, or do you just want to watch me do this? What do you feel like you want to do?
What's our time?
41. We got plenty of time. But I just want to get this, because I haven't done this one in person yet, where we decoupage the stuff onto the back of
the clear.
the clears. Yeah, so we're going to start with this part of this, actually I have this half left with a little tiny fern leaf. I think that would be a good one to start with on this. Now this takes, it was overnight before it didn't look white, you know, for the Mod Podge to really dry. So that as you look through the front, it didn't look like that.
Yeah.
Hazy. So it's going to look like that for a bit, but you're just going to do the same thing and just be gentle and take your time. The leaves and the flowers kind of move around a little bit when you're putting that top coat of Mod Podge on, but once that's on there, it's not going to move. There, it's better. On it. So I'm going to go with some yellow and oranges. The other yellow one is, or orange one's down here. Do I have enough space for that?
Did I just put green all over my face?
No. I don't see green on your face. I don't know. I don't want to put that whole orange one on there. Maybe this little white. It looks like Queen Anne's lace. I remember I used to find Queen Anne's lace and get really excited about putting it in food coloring water.
Yeah, and it would change.
And then the next day it would be the color. Yeah. Did anyone else do that? Shame to have to go to Hobby Lobby. It really is, isn't it? Okay. So I think I'm going to stop there and let this dry and then see if it needs more flowers before we get that top layer of decoupage paper on. So that'll be something I do later.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
I like what you picked out.
Yeah. I do too. You guys aren't going to see it real well because the Mod Podge makes that really white, but that will dry clear. I know you can't see it. So what we'll do now, Mom, is get some magnets on these real quick. Talk about that. I'll let you do one and I'll do one. You want to do this one?
Sure.
So these are the pack of button magnets that I ordered from Amazon. They've lasted a while because I think came with like 100. But they're like they're more powerful, so
you don't
have to worry about like it falling off the refrigerator or wherever you have these.
Yeah.
So we are going to use the hot glue gun, which is going, right? Yep.
Yes.
And a little bit of E6000 to do that. And I think either side, Mom. I usually glue it so that that little hole is not showing.
Okay.
So, ooh, mine are clicking together. So on these, if you use these on the Cloches, the bigger ones, you do need 2 magnets. Thanks, Angela. Yeah, I agree. These are so fun to make. So we have to poke the hole in the little E6000. And so, yeah, you'll need some of this. Actually, put the E6000 on and then the hot glue and then straight onto your mold. The hot glue, it goes fast. So it dries fast. So you gotta commit as soon as you get that on there.
Commit. Right.
And do that. I've also seen where on these smaller ones, they've put a little jewelry bail, like we've glued jewelry bails on the back, and then put a chain and made it. I don't think they probably wear it, although you could. But they made like several, like 5, and did a wall hanging.
Yeah.
Did a wall hanging with this little like vignette of Brooches molds on chains. That's it. So I got
if you
two
painted
on there.
this, you wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, you definitely can paint the back if you want to.
But you can't. You wouldn't be able to see the.
I would keep it white if you're worried. Actually, what I usually do is just take a rag and clean up my paint.
Oh. Okay.
And I just leave it. But
I will just butt out.
So that is that one. Really pretty. And then
Here's this one.
this one was one of the white resin ones that we did. And let's see, Mom's green one. And then the other one that is not quite done, but almost, is that one with all the blue with just a touch of gold. So we'll get these finished up and get them on my Facebook page for you guys. And then all the products I'll put that we use today that I sell, I'll put in the comments and the links to them if you're interested. And also the affiliate link to the dried flowers, because you definitely need those.
Yes, you
to do this.
You know what would be pretty too is if you put these on like a plant thing.
Like
a
you mean like a planter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a pot or something.
Yeah,
no,
flower
that'd be
pot.
yeah. Decoupage them onto there. Yep. So, all right, guys, this was a fun one. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions at all, let me know. And they're at IODMoulds.com. If you're local, come see me Saturday at Farm Girl Mercantile. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we might be back in 2 weeks. We possibly could be back next week. We've got to see what we're doing about our schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll post when we're going to be on next. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. Bye.